We're going to answer this question before us. It says, let f of x be equal to this. The following diagram shows part of the graph of f. The graph has a maximum of this, which we can see here, and it has a minimum of this, which we can see there. The first thing that we need to do is from the graph find the period of f. Okay, so what is the period? The period is simply the distance it takes for the graph to do one complete cycle. So how long does it take it to do that? So one complete cycle, how long does that take to go right around? Well, what information are we given? Well, we've been told that we have a maximum here, and the maximum occurs at 1.5 to 5. So that means the x value there is 1.5, which is the same as 3 on 2. Now, hopefully what you can notice here is that this is a quarter of the period. This distance here is a quarter of the period. If I was to add it again, I would get halfway. If I was to add it again, I would get 3/4 of the way. And if I was to add it again, I would get all the way. So if I was just to add it 4 times, I would get the full period. So in other words, because we know what a quarter of the period is, 3 on 2, you just simply have to times that by 4 to get the full period. So that means we're going to go, all right, this will be 1, that will be 2. So just a bit of cancelling there. And then wait for it, 3 times 2 is 6. So that is going to be our answer to the first one, 6. Then it says, hence find the value of b. Well, what is b? Well, b here is just the coefficient of x. Now, we know that this is intimately related to finding what the period is, because if you want to find what the period is, you simply go 2 pi on b is going to be equal to whatever the period is. Well, we just found out what the period is. The period is 6. So therefore, I just need to rearrange this to solve for b. And of course, you can use a bit of a hack here. And just to quickly rearrange it, you can just swap these around, and that mathematically works in rearranging. So it'll be 2 pi on 6 is equal to b. And then, once you've done that, we can say, well, b is going to be pi on 3. Amazing. Okay, we continue on. The last bit is asking me to find the values of a and c. Okay, what is that? Let's come up here and let's look here. All right, what is A? A is my amplitude. What is C? C is the vertical shift. Okay, so how can we find both of these? Well, the first thing that we need to notice is that if we were to find what the vertical shift is, we're just finding, how much we're shifted up by, aren't we? So what is this shift occurring? What is this? And to find that, we take the biggest value, which would be 5, and we'll take the smallest value, which would be -1, and I just want to find the halfway point between those. That will give me that value there. So I'm going to go 5 plus -1 and divide that by 2, which is 4 on 2, which is 2. So that means this value here is 2, which means my vertical shift here is 2. To find what the amplitude is, I'm just going to consider the difference between the midpoint, so the midway of this, so the center of it, to my minimum and my maximum. So as you can see here, and let me do this in another color, that has a distance of 3, and that has a distance of 3 there. So this will be 3. So if we were to write down what our full answer here is, my answer will be A is 3 and C is 2. Therefore, 3 sine of pi on 3, pi on 3x plus 2. Perfect, and we are all done. That's how you would answer this question. You actually don't need this, because you just need to type what is A and C. That's A, that's C. You're done. 2 marks, 1 mark for each. That's all it really wanted. Hopefully this made sense in how to approach this question, and I shall see you in the next one.